Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Show. We are back with episode number 4. But today we are joined with 5 other guests. We are joined with Niall, Matthew, Dom, Pence, and Kenny as well. So, how are you doing, lads?
Decent.
Good, man. Good.
Very decent.
Doing good.
Yeah, thanks. That's good to hear, lads. So, let's start it off. So, we're going to do a review of last week's action. So, last week we had, obviously on Sunday, we had the win against West Ham, obviously the 1-0, the own goal by Dawson. So let's get straight into that. We'll start off with Matthew. How big of a game was that, and how happy were you with that performance?
It wrapped up top 4 for us, I think. So big win, and I think it was obviously a really good performance as well, because we should have scored more than one realistically. I don't know how to get an own goal to win it, but yeah, we played really well, I thought.
Yeah, 100%. Dom, what do you think of the match, man?
I can get stick from this. It was all right. It was dull,
Okay.
but it was all right. The scoreline didn't really show how we performed against West Ham. We should have maybe got a few more.
Yeah.
An own goal changes 1 point to 3, which is good enough. They all count.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Matt said, I think that's top 4 secured for us personally.
100%. Pence, what do you think of the victory at West Ham?
Yeah, I mean, I think against a team like West Ham, we should be creating some more clear-cut chances. And, at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points. 1-0 is the same as, other than goal differential, is the same as a 10-0 or a 9-0 in our case. So, no, it was a good result. Needed the 3 points, and I think it helps us secure the top 4. I'm not going to say it's quite secure just yet, but I think we're, we've got 1 foot in the door so far. But good performance, didn't keep building on that.
100%. Kenny, what do you think of the West Ham win?
Good win, but I think the performance was, some of the stuff we played was good, but mainly it's been a problem for the season. We've been poor and lacking in that, sometimes in the final third, I feel.
Yeah.
And that was a problem for us largely in that game. And I think it was more due to West Ham being poor than us being very good. But it was still a good win. Top 4 is secure.
Yeah, 100%. Niall, obviously, not being a United fan, but we don't know that 100%. But how did you find us beating West Ham?
West Ham are a tough opponent. David Moyes has got that team defending very well. They're very organised. It's towards the back end of the season. Performances, frankly, don't matter. It's all about getting points on the board. You got 3 points, you walk away, especially at Old Trafford, where you've been pretty shit all season. I think you should just take the 1-0, even though you weren't the ones that scored, and just fucking run with it. If I was you, just take it and run. I'm not being rude or anything, but Old Trafford, it's not just United. We've seen the same at Anfield, the same at all the other places.
Yeah, but Liverpool is shit, so it don't really matter.
Yeah, but it's not just Liverpool. You see it in the lower league. You see it in the lower leagues as well, where just the home teams are just struggling because of the no fans, and it does show how much teams rely on fans to push you over that extra mile.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm getting really bad feedback from someone. I have no idea who it is.
I can hear something. Yeah, I'd say it'd be grand from now. But anyway, we'll move. It could be Matthew, maybe. You never know. Anyway, look, we'll move forward. Just another topic on that. A certain Jesse Lingard was not allowed to play against us. So, out of 1 to 10, let's say, we'll start with this, right? 1 to 10, how important is Jesse Lingard to that West Ham side? And then my second question would be, do you miss Jesse Lingard? Yes or no? We'll start off with Pence this time. We'll start with Pence.
Lingard to that team. He's their player of the month in my opinion. Nearly won Premier League player of the month, and it weren't for Bruno and Gundogan. But no, I think he's. I'm not gonna say a full 10, but I'd say he's probably a 7 or an 8. He's extremely important to that team. I would say. He gives that little bit of creative. The creative advantage, I guess, against a lot of the smaller teams, because he does come from Manchester United. So, he's I think he's a quality player. I think he's if he gets some confidence and some form back, he could come back to us and be a decent player. If not, we offload him for 20 to 30 million. I think that's good business either way. But no, I think he's
30 million.
Come on, the Manchester United tax. He's an English player. He's still getting 20 to 30 million. He's still getting 20 to 30 million realistically.
But do you miss him, Pence, as a player? Like, would you look to bring him back and have him back at the club?
I'd tell you what, I wouldn't exactly be mad if we were to bring him back, but I also don't think that he's a player that should be playing outside a cup game, because right now, who's Bruno Fernandes' backup? Donny van de Beek, who's injured recently, and other than that, I mean, that's it. Andreas Pereira is going to be sold to Lazio by the end of the season, if not somewhere else in Serie A, where he's actually finally found his level, so good for him, but I think we do need, if we don't bring in someone else, I would rather keep Lingard and save the money for other places. So I think he's a player that I wouldn't exactly complain to bring back. But if we were to get rid of him, I'd be sad to see him go because I like Lingard. But how much does he improve the team? Our starting 11, he doesn't. But I think he's a good bench option, good late in games, or someone that's just going to run at defenses and provide a decent option.
Before we get on to everyone else's opinion, we just say hello to Talkman You, Harry, and Gaming Manchester. Oh, he's here at the moment. Anyway, Dom, yeah, same
hello.
question. How important is Jesse Lingard to West Ham, and do you miss him? Yes or no?
How important is Jesse? He's got to be a 7 or a 8, surely. We seen it against United. Where they didn't have that creativity from Jesse Lingard, but it's hard to say how much of a big miss he is because they've got good players, West Ham. It's just that to go to United away, people might say it's easy, but sometimes it's tough for other teams. But yeah, 7 or an 8 for Jesse. Do I miss him? Oh, of course I miss him. He's a United fan. He's a United grown player. But look, he's not going to get ahead of Bruno Fernandes, so probably best to get rid and let him enjoy football like we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. We're gonna move to Kenny. What's your opinions on Lingard, and do you miss him?
I think that he is very important to the West Ham side because he adds a bit of creativity that they weren't seeing before, and that's shown in the performances. And I'm going to bring an example here. When we beat them 3-1, there was a clear example of West Ham. They had the chances, they didn't take them. They weren't creating clear-cut chances apart from maybe 2 or 3. So I think he's a 7 to 8, like Dom said. Do I miss him? Yes, but I don't want to see him come back because I think moving to West Ham would be much better for his career, and I want to see him do well as a player, and I want to see him get his morale up as well.
Yeah, 100%. We'll go to Matthew, and then we'll go on to Niall. Matthew, if you're still there, mate, what's your opinions on Lingard, and do you miss him?
I think he's gone.
All right, Niall, what's your opinion from a non-biased perspective, as you say, right? What do you think? What do you think about Lingard? And talk about you. If you want a link, I will send you one, mate. Just let me know.
I've already sent him one, I think. Look, Lingard, he's a great talent, a great player. He's not a top 6 player though. Maybe squad player, but I think Lingard's too good to be a squad player. I think, especially at West Ham, where he's playing with a smile on his face, got a great connection with the players, clearly has a great connection with David. So there's a lot for him at West Ham, and I just think that that's his level. I think, look, the top clubs, they always want the best players. That's why United went and bought Bruno. And I think, especially with everything that Jesse's had to deal with in his personal life, I think it would be unfair to keep him and not be playing him. So for the sake of him, I would like to see him go to West Ham. I think he's clearly found a club that he can be at and do his stuff and be that star player, because at West Ham there's no denying it. He is that star player. So I just think that, look, cash in on him. His value's going to increase because of the loan spell at West Ham. Cash in on him, let him go to West Ham, let him enjoy football again. Because we've seen it, he's got a call up to England. He wouldn't have got that if he was at United. So I think for his career and for the sake of Jesse, I think it's just, you can remember the good times, but squad players don't hang around forever. We saw the same with Nicky, but you've seen it with so many players that have been squad players and they do end up sort of leaving.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I've always loved Jesse Lingard as a player. I honestly, he was one of my favorites, obviously, because like I said, he brought us so much memories, and he's a United player through and through. But like I said, I do want to see the best for him. If he's happy at West Ham, fuck it, I'll support West Ham as well as United, because I like Lingard, to be fair.
I can't support West Ham.
But not support them.
I think
at least support Jesse. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I think you should use it as a part swap deal to get Declan Rice.
Not a hope in hell. I swear to God, I will hand on heart, swear to God to Ollie, I swear, if he signs Declan Rice this summer, there will be war.
It won't be Ollie signing him. It will be your new technical director. So.
Yeah, well, I'll kick his head in if he fucking does that. Anyway, Matthew, what do you think of Jesse Lingard?
Wait, are you still getting background noise or anything? No, or replays?
No, it's all good
now. Don't worry, man. It's all good.
What was the question again?
So, what's your opinions on Lingard? And do you miss him at United? And we'll move on to the next point as well after this.
I don't miss him at Man United, because where is he going to get in? Well, maybe right wing, maybe, but I don't see anywhere where he'd actually fit into Man United at the minute. Right, West Ham's perfect for him.
My guy said right wing.
He can play right wing. He can play right wing.
I want to hurt myself, lads. I want to hurt myself.
Show your face out. Come on.
You can play right wing.
No,
he wouldn't get in.
There we go.
He wouldn't get in.
Yeah, fair enough. Right. Right. Let's move on. Right. So, obviously, speaking about last week, we also had a special European match as well against a certain AC Milan side. Obviously, the certain Paul Pogba stood up in Milan. So, my question for you is, how did you find that game in general? So, we'll start with Dom. How did you find the Milan game?
It was How do I say this? It was good. It was good. We hit them for the first 25 minutes where we needed to get the goal, because Milan could have just held the game and gone to take the 0-0, but they didn't. Then it went a bit slow. We let Milan on the ball. The commentators, Robbie Sargent, were saying that Milan controlled all the first half, but they didn't. And United actually took the game to Milan, which was actually good to see. But then we had no creativity because Rashford was about 60% match fitness, which was going to be a struggle. But Pogba comes on, strikes again, and poor Pogba is back.
It's true. We'll move to Kenny. Kenny, what is your opinion on the game in San Siro?
So many people sat down, and even I was sat down. I thought we would bottle it again. But we showed real character, especially in that second half. Pogba lifted the whole team up, and I'm really glad that we have him back. And I think that now we have him back, we can build on this performance. And if we don't win the Europa League now, then something's seriously wrong. But I think we will. It was an amazing win.
Pence, you had a little reaction when Don was speaking. Do you disagree, and give your opinions obviously in the game?
I don't know. So I was trying to watch the game from more, obviously, want United to go through, because I think we're going to win Europa this year. I don't honestly see how there's a team in the Europa League that stops us. I think it's our tournament to lose. So I was trying to watch it from a bit more of a neutral perspective, trying to enjoy the game. We need to be doing better. I know AC Milan's they're a good squad, but the injuries they were dealing with in that first leg. Zlatan was a lot more threatening. He had that really, really clear-cut chance. The header that Dino made a fantastic save, but we need to be doing better. Our defense still looks shaky. Our midfield was the glaring issue for me in that second game, because
our defense looks shaky.
How easily did we allow them to get on the ball in the midfield after that first 25 minutes? Like you said, we had no foothold in that game. The rest of that first half, we had nothing in that game. The midfield completely fell off, and in the second half of the first half, we had nothing. We need that defensive midfield and that solid midfield base to be able to get the ball back and not allow teams to start growing into the game. That's our issue. We allow teams to roll into the game. So I don't know. It was good performance. We got a result. And I mean, Pogba, I personally think whenever we wear that third kit, he truly believes he's playing for a team in Italy. And I don't know. Fantastic player. He's quality through and through. It's just a matter of when he wants to actually try. And I think he was itching to get back out on the pitch next to Bruno. So good performance from him. Hopefully he can build on it and keep going forward. So and when he came out in the second half, we were much better. So
yeah, 100%. Niall, like I said, from the unbiased perspective, how'd you find the game at the San Siro?
Look, all I heard was United fans complain that they weren't turning up in the first half. One question: when have you ever fucking turned up in the first half? It's United, and you never do. Going to San Siro is always going to be difficult. I thought Pogba was your best player on the pitch, but it wasn't just Pogba. I thought Lindelof made many key interceptions, prevented the ball from getting anywhere near Ibrahimovic, which is where it was critical to still being in the game. Henderson made he wasn't called upon often, but when he was, he made the saves and did his job. So look, in cup games, it's not about how you play or doing 25 kick-ups and smashing it into the top corner. It's about getting that goal and taking the result on the aggregate and walking away. I mean, performances, and the thing is, you've had a lot of injuries. They're all starting to come back. Pogba's going to be critical if United want to win a title, because not win the title, but win the cup. Because if Bruno doesn't turn up, because Bruno can't be expected to turn up every game. It's unrealistic to expect Bruno Fernandes to bag in 2 goals and 3 assists every single match. It's just called unrealistic. I know he's been brilliant, but when he doesn't turn up, who is that honestly to do the levels that Bruno can do? Mason Greenwood is too young at the moment. Rashford is injured, a little bit inconsistent, but he's also playing with an injury.
He went off injured at halftime too, which is I don't know why we. Yeah. I don't know.
No, I know why Ollie did it, because he didn't know how long Pogba could last. You can't risk Pogba doing a full 90 minutes. So Rashford had to start and Pogba had to come off the bench. But you need Pogba, because if Bruno doesn't turn up, Pogba will. And if Pogba doesn't turn up, Bruno will. This whole thing of you can't have both of them in your same team. You can. You just need a fucking DM. You just need a DM. That's all you need. A double pivot. You can't have Pogba in a double pivot. He's defensively shit. But if you have him with a DM, so Pogba can be box to box, he'll be world class like he always is.
And did you think Maguire had a good game, Niall?
He did all right, but nothing special. I thought Lindelof was the better of the 2 centre backs, if I'm being honest.
We got him, boys. All right, Matthew. Let's move. Opinions on the San Siro game.
I don't think our defence looked shaky. I thought it was one of the best performances I've seen with them both together. They both played quite well. But still, Maguire's not good enough. There's Lindelof, obviously. I think we're missing Martial as well. He would have helped a wee bit.
Oh, fuck off. This show makes my week, lads. Yeah. It does. It makes my week.
Look, the next Ballon d'Or winner, we'll talk about him later.
We talk about him every week.
Why?
Best football player in the world.
No, just for Dom's sake, obviously. What I think is, some players had stand-up performances. I think Luke Shaw deserves a shout. Obviously, he did a good amount of. I think he was the one defending against Zlatan at one stage, to be fair. But yeah, no, to be fair, the lads did well. We moved forward, and obviously, like I said, we are now into the last 8 of the Europa League. So we'll move on to the Europa League draw, which was actually this morning. So we play Granada first away, and then we'll play them home, which is pretty good for us. So, we all know we're going to beat them, right? Fingers crossed it does not haunt me. Fingers crossed it does not haunt me. But do you think Ollie will play Diallo or some youngsters, or how do you see these games going? Play this. So we'll start with Niall this time. We'll start from Niall, and we'll move our way around. So we're playing Granada. How do you think Ollie will approach these 2 games?
Slight rotation. Not in the first leg though. He'll aim to get the job done in the first leg. He will then start strong for the second leg, first half. Then he'll rotate like he did against Real Sociedad. It's the way Ollie operates, and I have to sort of agree with him. Let's say you smash Granada 4-0, and then in the second leg, keep it at 0-0 at half time or 1 or 2-0. Then, although if one or 2 goals go in the first half, he'll probably rotate them. But Diallo might play. It all really depends on injuries. I mean, Marcus is going to be out for a little while, I suspect. Martial's out. Dan James is shit.
I'm not gonna lie. He's up bad. We will get on to that.
I mean, when I say shit, I mean he can run, but name me a football intelligence that he's good at. So, for example, when Greenwood and Greenwood's movement is world class. I love it. The way he wants Greenwood reminds me a lot of Thierry Henry. Like the way that he likes moving.
First of all.
So when he goes onto the right wing, I expect that right winger to have the intelligence to know that there's no striker there because Greenwood's moved. So I need, as a right winger, I would have that expectation of Greenwood's come over to my position, so I need to go fill that gap. Dan James doesn't have that technical ability or even that brain. Whereas you saw with Diallo, when Greenwood moved over, Diallo would then fill that gap. That's because Diallo has a brain, unlike Dan James.
Stop. All right, we'll move on.
Name me one thing I just said that was unreasonable.
He does have a brain. Look. Anyway, we'll move forward.
When it comes to football.
Kenny, what do you think about it?
I think in the first leg we'll start players like McTominay and Dan James because Granada are a lot like Leeds, where the defence is awful and they have to push up the pitch a bit, and their forwards better than their defence. So players like Dan James and McTominay would be helpful. I think that's what Ollie will do. And I think we'll easily get the job done first leg, and then second leg we'll rotate a lot. That's what I think will happen.
Yeah, 100%. Pence, what do you think will happen? What do you think Ollie will do?
I mean, it's one of those things where I don't want to have Ollie go out and play, play all the kids and have us, by some crazy chance put out a terrible performance and we end up going into the second leg level or down a goal, because I don't think we should put that unnecessary pressure on ourselves. I know, I believe it's Granada's first time in Europa League, so this is a new competition for them. So I don't know. I realistically would like to see not a strong team in the first leg, but a somewhat strong team. Keep a couple of our first team players out there, but Diallo's got to be playing. If Diallo and Donny aren't getting in these squads, realistically, when do they play? I mean, This is the point. This is the point in the season where these guys need to be playing. We need to be keeping our first team players and our main players, starting 11 players, fit for the Premier League games. So I think he's got to go with a good base, but keep a couple of Diallo, Van de Beek, and maybe even Dino, keep him in goal for a couple of games or for these games, and keep these guys' confidence going.
Yeah, 100%. Dom, how do you think Ollie will set up for the Granada game?
I'm shitting myself for Granada. I really think something bad's going to happen. I really do think something bad's going to happen in that game. But he's going to go. Ollie, of course, he's going to go for it in the first leg. I think what Niall said, he's going to try and finish it off in the first leg. Hopefully rotate in the second. But I just don't have a good feeling for Granada at all.
You've beaten Sociedad and
It
AC
doesn't
Milan,
matter.
but it's Granada.
Those are the teams that we struggle. Those are the teams that we've traditionally struggled against the past couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you struggled away at Istanbul Başakşehir, but it was a demolition derby at Old Trafford.
We're just Man United. We make it hard for ourselves. I'm not confident at all.
It should be the semi-final. You start shitting yourselves because it's either Rome or Ajax.
We'll get onto that. Matthew, what do you think about Granada? Are you happy with it as well?
Yeah, we're going to finish it off in the first leg, and then the second leg's not going to be worth watching. The thing he's scared of is that in case Martial scores, I'm pretty sure he is a good player.
Hold up, so he scores against Granada and that makes him a good player? Maybe I could start the second. Maybe I can ring Ollie in the second leg and be like, "Can I play? Because I want to prove I'm a good player. Get myself a late football career."
He'll bag a hat trick, and then you don't be talking bad about him. It's weird.
Yeah, no, like what you say is absolutely correct. I do think Ollie will definitely finish it off like he did against Real Sociedad. But speaking about the other quarterfinal that we'll meet in the semis, Ajax play Roma. Obviously, this is the Irish Open, but who would you rather face in the semis? Would you rather take on Roma or would you take on Ajax? We'll start with Matthew this time. And there's a bit of crack.
Any of them we're the best team in the world. Any of them.
Okay, moving on. Ben, who would you like to play in the semis?
Yeah, moving on from that. I honestly would rather play Ajax. Quincy Promes is now out of their team. I think Ajax have they're a shade of them for themselves. Who in their team? I obviously don't watch the Dutch league much, but I mean, I couldn't tell you a single player in their team that's a threatening player after Quincy Promes left. So, I would much rather play Ajax over Chris Smaldini. So,
yeah. Dom, who'd you rather face, Roma or a bit of Ajax?
I think we're looking too far ahead at the moment. We take one game at a time, and I'd rather not comment on that one.
Come on.
I rate it.
Don't sit on the fence. Come on.
No. I'm doing a social. We take one game at a time.
I rate it.
All right. Okay.
Fucking God.
Kenny, what do you think? What do you think about it?
Ajax easily. They've massively declined since that season. Virtually nearly everyone's left except I think Dusan Tadic is still there. And what age is he now? 33. He's not going to do anything, and I think we'll easily show past Ajax. Roma is a little bit harder, but I think we'll lead both sides, to be honest. And we'll ease past Granada. I think Dom's worrying over nothing.
Oh, lad, I'm fucking shitting myself.
That's Dom in a nutshell.
We'll get Ajax though. We'll get Ajax, and Van der Beek will score an own goal in the 90th minute and send us out.
Nah. Okay, Niall, who would you, from an unbiased perspective, who do you see playing United in the semis if we do beat Granada, obviously, and that's whoever that is.
You want Ajax. You want them because they're weak, weaker than they were, and Donny probably bags a hat trick and punches Ollie in the face at just to prove a point. I could just imagine Donny bags a hat trick, walks up to Ollie, slaps him, and then walks down the tunnel like some outrageous shit like that. Like, look, I think Ajax are the weaker of the two. Roma, they're a bit stronger, but you're Manchester fucking United. You're in the Champions League at one point this season. So, I mean, Roma and Ajax really shouldn't be making you break in your boots, let alone fucking Granada.
Yeah, no, 100%. So Niall predicts that Donny will do a Maguire. No, for me, obviously, when you talk about Ajax...
Actually...
yeah, shit, yeah.
Why is Anfield in the background?
Oh, yeah, good point. RJ, you're in charge of this.
Yeah. It must have been left over from the last show.
Yeah, last show.
Yeah,
They'll never know.
I am
so comments, lad.
No, what I was saying, when you look at that Ajax squad, I mean, to be fair,
I'm just going to make sure that I'm not the one that is guilty.
So, you're the host, anyway.
Am I fuck?
For this channel, anyway. No, what I think is, look, you look at Ajax, I mean, their main keeper got drug tests and he failed that. So, I mean, he's gone for the next 2 years, so we don't need to worry about him. Quincy Promes, he did his own thing with his family, not, the way we know. But, I think, the only player I know, and I only play FIFA with it, is Anthony, but I don't think he'll cause any trouble, to be fair. And, I'm not going to say on the fence and say, oh yeah, we have to take one game at a time. Like,
fuck off.
You can't do that. Like, especially with Granada. With Granada, I mean, where are they in the league? Like, come on. But so yeah, what I will say is, right. So let's move on to the next topic. So we're still staying on the thing of anyway. So short good evening to you all. So obviously, in the other group, stop it. Obviously, Arsenal, they are playing Slavia Praha. Now, I will ban you, honestly. You know what I mean?
Imagine banning the host channel.
Yeah, why not? Fine, there we go. So
it's time to go!
Oh, beautiful.
Anyway, no, look, right. So, would you like to face Unai Emery in the final? Do you think he'll go away all the way to beat Arsenal? Like, just from a United perspective, obviously, how funny would it be, like, just Unai Emery to do, like, the good evening and kick out Arsenal from the Europa League and any chance of them getting Europe next season? So, Pence, what do you think about that?
I'd love it. Honestly, I would love it. Anything that we can beat Arsenal related is. I don't care if it's a former player, if they're one of their former coaching staffs on the training team of the team we're playing. I would love to just beat anyone Arsenal related, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Dom, I know you're sitting on the fence at this stage, but would you like to see a bit of good evening against Arsenal?
I didn't even know Emery was the manager of Villarreal, to be honest with you. Like, being completely honest. But we're going to win the Europa League, and then we're going to the Champions League next year and win that. Then we're going to win the Premier League and then the FA Cup. And then Pence is going to be a safer.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where you change your level, and this is where you don't do that. All right, is that right?
He's gone from on the fence to.
I was just about to say that. Gone from on the fence against Granada to we're winning the calendar treble.
Yeah, we're going to win the treble, lads.
We're winning the calendar treble.
Matthew, I'd love to.
I mean, there would be teams. There would be fans up and down the country if Ollie wins a treble. Probably suicidal, but
about 70% of.
Here, stop video, lads. Come on, Matthew. What do you think? Would you like to see Arsenal fans and AFTV go absolutely nuts when Unai Emery kicks them out of the Europa League?
Yes, but it's not going to happen, though, is it? It's not going to happen.
Because Slavia Prague going to do it before him.
I can't hear anyone else apart from what's happening here. Wait, I'll be back in a sec.
Oh, he's had a stinker.
Kenny, what do you think? Do you think good evening will happen to Arsenal, or what do you think? Or there'll be good morning?
I think Arsenal, they'll go to the final, Arsenal and United final. And then Aubameyang runs through on goal, scores in the last minute. And the scoreboard goes Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0. And that's what will happen to Arsenal. I think they'll go through
confused what's just happened.
Wait, okay. Can you explain that? Because you said Aubameyang scored the last minute goal. I swear Aubameyang is a United, not a United player, he's a fucking Arsenal player. Got me confused.
I think basically they'll beat Villarreal, and then Aubameyang will score an own goal in the last minute of the Europa League final.
Go into a
Remember this.
over in the corner flag with his Wakanda mask.
To be fair, if
he just takes off his shirt and he just goes like this.
If Aubameyang scored a last-minute winner in his own net in a Europa League final against United,
club legend.
If I was him, I would literally. If I was him, I'd sell his house and move as far away from London as possible because it's going to be.
I think
if I was him, I would go to the depths of Russia and hide.
I think this is what Arsenal Fan TV would be like.
It's time to go!
Anyway,
they'll be 10 times more aggressive and probably setting fire to his house.
There'll be people on bikes coming for him, like they did do. It's true.
All right. Moving swiftly on, this weekend we take
you didn't ask me. What's going to happen is
sorry,
semi-final. He's good evening. Unai Emery is going to walk out of a steel chair. be clutching that for the full 180 minutes. Then they'll win 3-0, and then they will smash Arteta over the head with it.
I mean, you can only dream, as I say. But okay, so this weekend,
the touchline will turn into a WWE wrestling ring.
I'd
Fair
love to
enough.
see Arteta get his head smashed in.
oh, okay, Jesus, keep your fantasies away from the fucking stream, mate.
How is that a fantasy?
But you literally said I would love to see. Anyway, let's move on. Anyway,
to be
we're getting
fair,
distracted.
RJ is from the Republic of Ireland, so that probably is a fantasy in their world.
Bit like leprechauns.
Anyway, let's move quickly onwards. So we do play Leicester City in the FA Cup not the final. We're in the quarter finals, as I believe.
No, but we're getting to the final, RJ. Believe me.
The question is, can anyone stop us? Obviously, we have Man City there, but I mean, we showed them off last time. So, do you think we'll win the FA Cup this season, or do you think we're just going to bottle it in the semi-finals? So we'll start with Kenny this time, actually.
You've got like a little spinning wheel on your fucking monitor going, today we're going to start with Kenny, and then we're going to move to Dom.
It's a random number generator, lads. I put you from 1 to 5, and whoever lands on, you get a pick.
I fucking see it now. This takes me back to fucking primary school with the teacher.
That was a long, long time ago, wasn't it? Now, anyway, Kenny, are you there, man?
20 years ago. When I first started primary school.
What was the question again? Sorry, RJ.
We're playing Leicester City obviously on the weekend, and my question to you is: can you see United winning the FA Cup this year?
If this was a question of sport, Kenny's just failed, and RJ is no Sue Baker or Barker, however you pronounce it.
Sue Baker.
Oh my god, your pronunciation! Holy Christ! Move forward. Anyway, Kenny, please answer the question. Like, Niall's putting us off way too much. He's clearly a Liverpool fan because he doesn't want this thing to do well. Anyway, come on, Kenny, what do you think, man?
I think that we are going to win the FA Cup as well as the Europa League. A double is on our hands this season because realistically we can beat every team in the FA Cup and every team in the Europa League. Double is happening this season. FA Cup, I think we'll beat Leicester 2-1. And then whoever we get in the semis will beat them, and then final will beat them.
Okay, that's a good shout. To be fair, we'll move to pens. We'll go around in a clockwise.
I mean, I won't disagree. I think we realistically, I mean, Leicester should be not no issue, but I definitely think we should be beating Leicester. And I don't understand really why a double isn't on the cards. I think you'd be a bit pessimistic to say that it isn't. So, no, I think we should go on, beat him, and hopefully move on in both competitions. And yeah.
Someone who's in the fan of that idea, Dom?
Pessimistic mean?
Pessimistic, the exact opposite of optimistic.
Yeah.
That's an American thing, that.
No, it ain't.
Oh, it's not. It's everything.
You do realise that Americans speak English.
It's
right?
just basic English, pal.
Nah, you.
Yeah.
It's going on.
It's just Mank, you know what I mean? Can we win the FA Cup? That's the right question. Can we win it?
Like I said before, we take one game. No, I'm joking. Of course we can. Of course we can win the FA Cup with Manchester United. I believe in my team. We're going to take Leicester. We're going to win 4-0. Tommy's going to get a hat-trick. Excuse me, can you turn that off?
Give mind, like, I know you're trying to be like a Liverpool fan and all that, but come on, stop making all these things. Come on.
You missed the ending. The ending to that.
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Hilarious.
It doesn't matter. Right. Come on, Dom. Come on.
No,
have you answered?
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, you've cut me off.
I didn't. It was the.
RJ, why did you cut him off? Like,
right, time to get rid of him. Anyway, so let's see.
I'll answer if you want me to. What is going on?
Seriously, can we?
What's this happening?
I'm just doing what you do to me all the time. It's called payback.
Just stop acting like a kid. We'll move forward, right? Matthew, can we win the FA Cup? Yes.
What's the FA Cup?
What's all this chat about doubles? We're still in for a treble. We're still in the title. I think we can win the treble.
Can I put RJ? Can I play it now? I'm gonna play it now.
Okay, come on.
You missed the ending again.
I don't care. Come on.
The ending is the
what I
best
think
bit.
is, it is in our hands. I do believe, and we should technically do it. To be fair. So, right, let's move on to the next
treble.
topic. So, no, the double is in our hands. The treble, not this. Maybe next season we all have a
I
chance.
think you'll win one of the trophies. I'm not sure if you'll do both, but I think you'll win one.
Okay, so let's move on to the next topic: De Gea or Henderson. Obviously, this has been a big topic for the last few weeks. Obviously, De Gea had to go back to Spain for the birth of his first child, so congratulations to him. But right, first of all, we'll just say from the group perspective, who is better, right? So Niall, who is better?
Henderson.
Kenny, who's better?
De Gea right now, but Henderson will be better in the future.
Okay, fair enough. Matthew.
Past 2 seasons, Henderson, but De Gea can be our keeper for 10 years apparently. So that'll be fun.
He can.
Yes,
He can.
Yes,
Right,
man. At least I've got some
Tom.
backup in this one.
Dom, what do you do? De Gea or Henderson?
Ooh, okay.
It's on the screen as well. Like, what? Do you just turn off like every time I change the topic? Like,
What you want about?
I ask you a question. Come on, answer. De Gea or Henderson? Who's better for now? And we'll get into it.
Henderson.
Okay. And
That's what
Pence,
you need to.
It's gotta be De Gea. It's gotta be De Gea.
Okay,
Oh,
right.
so
So,
it's 3 versus
so
3.
we're
So
going to do this.
I was,
So,
just, I was just about to say that. Like,
so
actually,
yeah.
I feel like it should be
for
this.
me, stop. No. Stop. I'm the host for a reason. Get out of here, right? Okay. Anyway, so what I will say, right? So we'll have a little debate, right, on why is your keeper better than the other, right? So
Can I start? Because I wrote some things down. Thank you.
He's got his paragraph out.
Yeah.
I've only written 2 things at the moment. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So the first one is, out of your last 7 games, you've got 5 clean sheets.
Okay, but
Then-
my question is for you: who have we played that actually would have given us?
Man City, AC
No,
Milan.
No, don't even talk about that.
You're right. They're only small teams, AC Milan and Man City. Like,
It's not defense mainly that got us those clean sheets, though.
De Gea would have done probably the same job. Probably
No, because
would
De
have done
Gea
it well.
doesn't save that shot from Ibrahimovic. He palms that into the back of his own.
Dean
net.
Henderson didn't save it in the first leg. What's the difference?
Yeah.
No, I'm on
He had
about
the
the
same-
one in the
He had the same
Hold on,
shot that
hold
was from
on,
even further
hold
away, and he
on,
let it in.
Hold on. That one I've said was a mistake, but De Gea's made more mistakes than that all season. Like, the thing is, but also distribution, right? Dean Henderson's distribution is much better because it is much more varied. He can hit it long in terms of on the wings. He can hit it through the middle. He's the reason that Luke Shaw
Did you see
got
that
goal
throw
against Man
yesterday?
City. That is also another one.
That's
His
an orgasmic
distribution
throw.
is better.
Don't get an orgasm, Dom.
He's calmer on the ball. He's more composed. He shows more leadership. He's English, so it fits Maguire's
Brexit FC.
it suits his sort of application. He wants English-speaking players around him. So Henderson, I mean, it fits what he wants. I mean,
Are we talking about a goalkeeper or a center attacking midfielder here?
Okay, here,
Well,
look.
when was the last
opposition,
time
right,
clean
opposition.
sheets were mentioned in an attacking midfielder?
Oh, here, right here.
Last time I checked, you didn't want Bruno keeping your clean sheets.
You probably could, to be fair, with the man he does, to be fair. Right, so someone from the De Gea side, do have a disagreement with that. And
Do they disagree?
We do.
So they disagree if they're on the De Gea side.
Yeah, no, but what would you say? What would you say to his response?
I think most of our clean sheets have been due to our defense improving. Have you noticed in the past few games, especially against Man City and AC Milan yesterday, the fullbacks have centre backs now. Maguire had a really good performance against City, was it? And Lindelof had a really good performance yesterday. So it's the defenders that have really improved rather than Henderson. I still think he's a good keeper, but the defenders have improved. De Gea would have kept those same clean sheets.
He saved you a point against Crystal Palace as well. Also, Henderson's younger.
That was offside, actually. That was offside.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. He didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
Kenny, was your point that that De Gea has made the defenders better?
No.
What was your point?
Okay,
then?
I've got a couple of good.
No. You've already said we're moving on.
Nah, I'm on about stats. Saves per match. 1 minute. No, because
your opinion, please.
No, to have a debate, you actually need to hear.
But I want other people's opinions first. Then we'll go.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say these quickly. So the first one is 3.2 saves per match from Dean Henderson, 2.3 for De Gea. Save success rate 86.4% for Henderson, 35% for De Gea. You may continue.
Alisson had a 60% save percentage in last year when they won the league by 30 points.
He's also shit.
Yeah.
So what's your point? They won the league by 30 points.
Because De Gea had more shots.
You're saying he should, but he had like 17 centre back partnerships.
I could care less about save percentage, saves per game. Those stats mean absolutely nothing. If you got rollers that come at you from outside the box, from Jesse Lingard from the midfield line, it counts as a save.
11 clean sheets from 15 games.
Look, what I will tell you, right? Niall made a point that obviously Maguire plays better, obviously, with Henderson. He said something about English speaking. Obviously, De Gea's been in this country for how long? He's been here for 10 years. If he can,
but it's clearly the Spanish accent is doing.
But
something
surely,
to
this is why. This is my point, right? If you're saying that Maguire should be still in this team over De Gea, there's no hope. Maguire should be.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is Henderson should be in the team above De Gea. Last time I checked, Maguire wasn't a goalkeeper.
No, what I will tell you is, look, you can say that, sure, De Gea's had his bad moments, but the thing is, he's had good moments this season. You can't just say that, he's been...
We're not saying he hasn't.
Well, you've literally pointed out his faults. You haven't given him any praise for this season. You've said, Dean Henderson's done this, he's done that, but you haven't credited the fact that...
That's not the argument, though. You asked us why Henderson's better than De Gea. So therefore,
and my response for you, if that's the question, surely you want me to pick out why I think Henderson's better and not why you've already did well. Yes, I know that, but at the same time, what I'm saying for you is, like I said, De Gea has made mistakes, and sure is Henderson as well. Henderson made that mistake at AC Milan the first leg. That could have potentially cost us that game for the second leg. If we did not get that goal from Pogba,
De Gea cost you 3 points against Everton. De Gea cost you 3 points against Everton. Then.
No, he did not. He didn't. That was all.
No. If you're on about the third goal, that's Maguire. The second one,
but the thing is, the third goal wouldn't happen.
De Gea palms it to his foot.
After three of our defenders made consecutive mistakes, which led to De Gea.
Yes,
but then he's palmed it to the player's foot.
Come on,
at the end of the day, we had this debate yesterday. Henderson wants first team football, which he's more than entitled to. He's proven enough that he should be given first team football.
At the same time, he's 24.
But he will leave. De Gea was 24 when he first came into United. If Henderson isn't given first team football, he will leave. He will say, I want to be a first-team goalkeeper. I've been on loan for 2 years at Sheffield United. I've been a cup keeper. I've done this. Especially if you win a Europa League whilst he's in goal, then he'll have a lot to be saying, right? And then if Ollie goes, no, I want to keep De Gea, Henderson will be like, here's my transfer request. I want to leave. And then
no player is bigger than Manchester United. If you want to leave, go ahead and leave. We'll bring it.
But that would be because of his mistreatment, because that is you lot being so... That would be you lot being so blind that De Gea is this perfect goalkeeper.
He's not perfect, but he's our player.
Because 3 years ago, he was brilliant. He's no longer that same goalkeeper. His mentality is gone. His bravery is no more. I'm being honest. at the end of
I'm
the
being
day,
honest with you.
Henderson is
You're
better.
judging him not from this season. This season, he's getting better. He is getting better. Like I said, last season, well, not last season, 2 seasons ago, before, obviously, you know, the 2018 World Cup, the season after that, when he had a howler, he still gets haunted by that. And I understand that was a horrible season by him. But he's getting better. He is getting back to his 100%.
So
But it will take
is
time.
Henderson. And Henderson's only going to get better.
The thing
He's
is,
gonna be better
what I
than
will
De
say,
Gea.
right? I'll compare De Gea to, say, let's say Luke Shaw, right? Luke Shaw, 2015, he nearly got his leg amputated, right? He could have probably never played football again. And it took him 5 years to get back to his best, right? De Gea is probably 2 years into this recovery where, so potentially next season, maybe, because he's a goalkeeper, right? He could become
how long do you want Henderson to sit and wait for his chance then?
Look, I'm just going to say now, I agree with Pence. No player is bigger than Manchester United. If you think that you can go to some other club and say, look, yeah, I can do it, do it.
Well, that's just ridiculous because
How?
at the end of the day, how many years do you want Henderson, who's proven that he can do it, to sit on your bench? How many years?
That's what I'm
3,
saying is,
4,
look,
5,
I understand.
6, 7?
I understand
You
his
want him to sit on
frustration and
the-
not getting some games, but listen, you
Then
have
what
to
do you
understand
do?
the fact he's 24 years old. He's got let's say he's got 15 years in him, because I think he will with the way that performance enhancing is, and at the moment players can play for like a long time, right? Let's say that. So he plays until he's 39.
Not at the elite level. Not at the elite level.
I mean,
there are
Buffon-
you are
Give him
very-
10 years. Call it 10 years. Call it 10 years.
10 years. Okay, 10 years.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So a decade,
10 years.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
how many of them years should he sit warming your bench?
probably 1 or 2.
Depends
more.
on how bad he wants to play for Manchester United.
Yeah.
If he wants to
If
play
you-
for the
if
club,
you
then
wanna
he
leave-
will be willing to make the sacrifice.
I 100% agree.
Why should he?
So-
He's got England to look after as well. Look for as well.
Yeah.
Not just Man United.
No, but
He
Yeah,
has
do
to-
you
got to
really
think
know,
about
but
himself
lads,
as
with all,
well.
with all respect, right? Do you really
Yeah.
think Nick Pope is going to come second to Dean Henderson in that England squad?
If Henderson is
well, he's
given,
getting regular.
if
Not a
football.
hope.
Yeah.
Not a hope.
hold on, if Henderson is given the number 1 jersey at Manchester United and performs, then absolutely I do.
Pope has
Not-
had the season of
Seriously.
his life.
Yeah,
Pope has had the
yeah,
season of his
Pickford,
life.
no,
Yeah,
I'm going to say this now.
but-
Pickford has a more chance of starting in your lineup
Yeah,
because
but
of
the thing
Southgate.
is, that's because Southgate ain't going to be there forever. He'll probably fuck up this summer and be chopped.
But still,
but the
you know,
thing
that's
is-
one
the thing
season.
is,
Like I said,
the number 1 goalkeeper at Manchester United will absolutely be in contention for the number 1 spot in England. It's fact.
yeah, but like,
Thank Christ for that. He waffles, doesn't he?
Excellent. So, De Gea is not to the level of Henderson. RJ is
Being
apparently back.
sentimental. That's a-
accidentally kicked
he's
myself
really-
out.
he's a bit
It's
sentimental.
okay.
No,
We've all agreed that Henderson is the number
Nah,
1 for
stop,
next season.
stop.
Yeah,
No, we haven't. No, what I will tell you,
We
right?
did. RJ
Look.
was out, so there was a vote. It was 3-2.
Can I just get some more points, RJ? Because you did
Go
come
on.
to me before.
I did go to you, but Niall interrupted you, so yeah.
Henderson's more trustworthy, he's reliable, he makes players confident, he has better distribution, he's independent, he doesn't shit himself when coming out for a corner or a cross.
Does he tell good jokes in the training ground too? Because we're going on personality here.
I've just wrote his CV for him, pencil.
No, but
Good
Oh,
Lord.
congrats! You made a CV. You've
No.
gone into something.
But what Dom has said is every attribute you want from a goalkeeper. Someone calm.
Yeah, but if
someone
he's moody, you get him out because that's not good.
when's he been moody?
And we've got Harry Maguire's got every
I was.
attribute you need from a world class center back, but is he world class? Hell no.
No, but the thing
True.
is, there's
True.
a difference. Henderson's come in and done a very good job at a top level against some big teams as well.
Look, I will tell you this now. Look, would I like to see De Gea for the next 4 or 5 seasons? Yes. Do I think he can still play at the highest level for the next 4 or 5 seasons? Yes. I personally think he can. He's only 29, lads.
Do you
He's
want
not
to win
even
a title?
30.
in the next- Do you want to win a title?
De Gea can do that. No
I was
problem.
looking at it as 5 years.
Okay, so I put it.
Another 2 years.
I put it to you this way: if you win a double and your cup goalkeeper is Henderson, love to see the argument to that one.
Look, you know, you can say that all you want, but the fact is, how do you expect us to win a league with that team? Like, no CDM, no right winger, no proper centre back.
With that
You know,
team,
as good.
that's not Dean Henderson's fault.
You'd have had.
That's not De Gea's fault. How is that De Gea's fault? That he has to deal with Dumb and Dumber.
Dean
You
Henderson.
guys are forgetting.
Henderson
You guys
did.
are forgetting. Didn't Dean Henderson literally play a ball into a defender at Sheffield United and hand them a goal?
Twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
He's made mistakes.
Okay.
He's made mistakes. So listen, no. Listen. You've talked
yes,
plenty.
the
You've talked plenty. So
Yes.
hear me out.
Lads.
The haircut is 75.
If he's making the same mistakes, if Dean Henderson's making the same, if not more mistakes, you could say that Dean Henderson has made these same, if not more mistakes than De Gea has this season in far fewer minutes, far fewer games. Why should he be handed the number one goalkeeping position? I'm sorry, but he shouldn't. There is no point in swapping a goalkeeper who right now is in good form. De Gea has been class this season. He's bailed us out on a number of occasions, whereas Dean Henderson has made the same, if not more, mistakes. I'm sorry, but if it comes down to it, and Dean Henderson makes a mistake, where he plays it into the path of Mo Salah the last game week of the season, or whatever the last couple of weeks of the season is, and he plays it straight into the path of Mo Salah, and we drop points because of it, and it's cost us top 4 or cost us a title, then what? Try and tell me that Dean Henderson deserves a spot after that. Just because he does it in a game middle of the season doesn't mean that doesn't affect us later on.
I'll take you to some of De Gea's mistakes, as you like to point out Henderson's. Xhaka, March 10th, 2019. De Gea made a costly error.
This season.
Okay,
This season.
I'm going off the last 2 years. That's fair.
I'm going off this season. I'm going off this
season. This season, the season that Dean Henderson's coming to Man United.
One minute. April 28th, 4 days after Man City, Marcus Alonso made a mistake there from close range. Patrick Van Arnold, August 24th, 2019.
That was not De Gea's fault. That was the defender's fault. That was Wan-Bissaka's fault.
Then you've got Ismail Sarr, where he basically lets it go through his hands. You've got Everton, where he palms it to a player's foot.
No.
I mean, how many mistakes does it take? Like,
I'm sorry.
This year, Luke Shaw was a bang average player last year, and he's the best left back in the Premier League this year. If you're going off 2 years ago, Luke Shaw would be sitting on the bench somewhere in Southampton right now. Yeah. He'd be back to where he came from. I'm sorry, but you can't go off 2 seasons ago.
It is true.
De Gea was poor last season. I'm not going to lie. This season has been fantastic.
Not fantastic, but he's been better than last season.
I would be willing to say he's been fantastic. He's made maybe one mistake. He's not the most aggressive off his line, but he never has been. The 10 years or however many years, whatever he's been with our club, he's never been that player coming off the line.
Now you're talking about like qualities. You look at De Gea, who has better reflexes?
What about Tottenham last season then?
This season.
Okay. You want to talk about reflexes? Henderson made the reflex save yesterday against.
But he allowed one from outside the 6-yard box in the game before.
De Gea would have done that simple. It's literally a signature save.
Right in the car.
Also, Dean Henderson catches the ball. De Gea concedes a lot of balls. 1 minute. Yeah. Well, actually, you should fucking care, because set pieces.
But like that's not his fault for setting. Oh my god!
If we need someone to catch the ball, the New England Patriots are looking for some wide receivers in the NFL.
Look, this is where United fans are a bit fickle, because the thing is, right? Your worst attribute defensively is set pieces. Am I right? You're fucking shit.
Yeah, but guess why we're bad? Guess why we're bad?
1 minute. You can't defend a set piece to save your fucking lives, right? Henderson catches the ball instead of tipping it over the bar, which prevents what? Corners, which means you don't have to defend from what? Set pieces. That is an attribute you want from your goalkeeper. The thing is, Henderson is more composed, more trustworthy. His distribution is better. De Gea just throws it anywhere, whereas Dean Henderson thinks about it. He's one of the main reasons why Luke Shaw got his goal against Man City. Am I correct?
Regardless, we were going to win regardless.
Luke Shaw made a 60-yard run up the pitch. Don't try and credit a goalkeeper for Luke Shaw making the run of his life.
Yeah, but where did that come from? That was a distribution.
Well, then we might as well give credit to the person on Man City who shot the ball and gave it to Dean Henderson, so we could give the ball to Luke Shaw. I mean,
you not just want
to credit Pep for giving that. Like,
we'll credit Pep Guardiola for fielding Man City then.
Because Dean Henderson doesn't fit your weird twisted thing with De Gea. I'm presuming both of you have shagged him, to be brutally honest. The thing is, because it doesn't fit your agenda, because it's not De Gea, you don't want to. If De Gea had done that, you'd both
be sat here. Look at the comments.
1 minute.
De Gea's
If
going in.
that was De Gea, if that was De Gea, you'd be sat there going, De Gea, great distribution.
We're
That was
ending it.
brilliant.
This is it. Dylan's ended it. De Gea's better. We're moving on.
No.
Right.
I mean, it's
No,
not,
don't
but-
We are moving. We're moving
mean-
on. We're moving on. Right. Okay. We're moving on.
Yeah, but that's
Right?
not
End of
the end
story.
of that debate.
End of story.
It's-
Oh well,
It's
we'll do another. We'll do
Billy as
another video
well.
on it, right? We'll do another video on it. Anyway, so we're going to Ollie
Yeah,
time.
do
Now.
a
This is
video.
where
You
we
can
rate.
post your
We'll
empire,
rate Ollie out of 10, right? So we'll start with Pence this time. Out of 10, how would you rate Ollie's performance this week? Out of 10.
This week out of 10, we got the job done. 10 out of 10. We got the job done. That's honestly all that matters. If we fielded the best teams, I think we should have probably not. I wouldn't be playing Dan James, but to be fair to him, we don't really have another right winger. I'd like to see Diallo playing, but you know what? It is what it is. I think what he's been given this week, I think he's done a fantastic job. And like I said, we've gotten results. 10 out of 10. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's 1-0 or 9-0. It's still 3 points, and we still move on to the next leg of a competition. So 10 out of 10 for me.
100%. Kenny, out of 10, how would you rate Ollie's performances?
Ooh. Now this is interesting. Ollie as a manager overall, I would say, and this is going to be unpopular, I'm going to say I'm stuck between 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm
going
going
to
to
give it a 5.
That is ridiculous.
I mean, talk about controversial. Could you please explain that, Kenny? Right? So I think everyone here would love to understand. I think everyone would like to know. Why do you think he deserves a 4 out of 5? Or sorry, 4 out of 5.
Can before he does that, can he just rate Jose's career at United, please?
Yeah, who do you think's our best manager post Sir Alex Ferguson? I got to hear this one.
Just rate Jose's.
Let's give to Moisey. Come on, Moisey.
Jose's career at United, 5. Awful in his last season. But he did win us a V trophy, so that does take him a bit up. I think Ollie will get better, and I'm willing to keep him till the end of the season. But I think that most of his results have been through individual brilliance. Without Pogba, you've seen we just massively inconsistent. We go through purple patches, then we go awful again. We bottle it.
Right.
The best manager in our history made a living off individual brilliance.
Whose idea was it to buy Bruno Fernandes?
It wasn't Ed Woodward's. It was not Ed Woodward's. You can bet your ass on that.
Who brought Bruno Fernandes to Old Trafford? Was that a certain Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Who's turned around? 1 minute. Who's turned around?
I'm not discussing Bruno, though.
1 minute. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not just going to talk about Bruno either. Can you tell me who turned around Luke Shaw's career, please?
You could kind of maybe say that's Alex Tellez.
Tellez. I will give credit to him. He did buy Tellez, and he did start Williams for that period.
Exactly.
So I will give credit.
That ends at Ollie as well.
With Ollie,
can you explain to me how he's turned Scott McTominay around then?
McTominay's been
Scott
brilliant.
McTominay been getting goals.
Was good in general.
Well, before he started him as a CDM, it was just recently he started him in a box-to-box.
Can we talk about how we changed Paul Pogba's man management around?
Pogba looked like he could be signing another contract soon
because of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I'll take him.
Yeah.
I think. Look.
Well,
let's just re-ask the question, right? For this week alone, not his entire time at United, right? How would you rate his performance in the week?
In this week, we won AC Milan and we won West Ham, so probably, this week 8 to 9.
Okay, well that's fair enough. Let's move forward. Dom, out of 10, how would you rate Ollie this week?
10. We won. End of 10 out of 10.
Okay. Matthew.
I do have one criticism for him, because he only made 1 substitution over those 2 games. So I do think, the way the fixture.
I mean, no, it's a valid point.
I rate that.
Fair play for actually saying that.
Is that his fault, or is that the fault that you haven't got the depth to make them changes? Because
I mean,
my question would be.
No, let him speak. Let him speak. I want to hear this.
My question would be, if he makes them changes and you concede a goal late on because he's brought on a Diallo or a Matic, you then lost them points. Is it not better for him if he doesn't trust the bench he's got behind him for him to keep the team out and just secure the because they're two important games. Obviously, 3 points against West Ham sort of gets you top 4, and that AC Milan game is crucial to your season. That's my only comeback to that, really.
No, yeah, 100%.
But when he was at the start of the season, he was complaining about and there wasn't 5 substitutes allowed and everything. That's what I mean. Like he was complaining about match fitness and how fixtures are congested, but he's not using the bench to rest players.
He had a full strength team back then. He doesn't have that at the moment.
He had a good bench.
Yeah, we don't really have a ton of players.
No, Cavani, Martial, Donny's like 50-50 at the moment.
I'm not slating your thought process. I'm just literally chucking it out there that if he makes some changes and you concede a goal late on, then he's going to get criticised for making changes. Like Ollie literally cannot win in that situation.
No,
yeah, 100%.
No, but I just think maybe there would have been a chance.
Obviously, Dylan in the chat saying 4 or 5. Wow. Yeah, I think that's the same reaction we had. Dom bit over the top, to be fair, walking out. Kind of like...
this makes my week.
Talking about that, man. What was his name? You know, the guy that made comments about Meghan Markle. Oh, yes. Piers Morgan. But anyway, next, Paul Pogba is in the official X side of the week. Not surprising. Is anyone here surprised with that comment? I mean,
it's deserved. It's deserved. I'll tell you what. I've been one of Paul Pogba's biggest critics. I will admit it. I have been one of his biggest critics. I like Paul Pogba, but it's deserved. When he is playing, and my big problem with Pogba is his attitude. I think when his attitude is off, we'd be better off playing. We'd honestly be better off playing with 10 men. When Paul Pogba's attitude is not on the pitch, we'd be better off playing with 10.
Has Pogba had bad attitude since Ollie's been here? Because I don't recall him having bad attitude.
He had a period where he did. He did have a period where I think Raiola jumped into this little situation. I think especially when we were playing Leipzig, especially in that game where we lost as well. That was a bad part of him. Obviously, he did score goals, but that was a very toxic place between him and Ollie, I do believe. So, well, yeah, no. In general, I think if I'm going to be really honest, I think when Bruno and Pogba are playing together, I think there's so much chemistry that Pogba is happy because he actually is someone talented who is attacking, who can score goals. And even if he's not having a good day, Pogba can say, look, I'll switch with you right now, but like you owe me a solid, you can do the game next. You know what I mean? Simple as that. But for me, for Ollie, I have to give him a 9 out of 10. I think, yeah, sure. I think, I say 10 out of 10 would probably be if we won 3-0 each game. I think we just about scraped it against West Ham. I know we have a lot of injuries, but at the same time, it cost us a bloody, a Dawson own goal in order to beat West Ham. So, 9 out of 10 is still good, but I mean, we still move forward. We're nearly finishing up, but
I like how he skips over me again.
I rate. No. You put it in.
I rate RJ a 0.5 out of 10 for hosting.
This is what I would say, right?
Bullshit.
He's not. What I say about
I give Ollie 1 minute. Shut up. I give Ollie about 10 out of 10 actually, because as I said before,
the most literal I've ever seen you, mate.
It's not about the performances. I've said this so many times. It's about the results, and you got 2 wins. One against a very tricky West Ham side that have been tricky for almost every club in the league. It's why they sit 5th in the league. And you beat AC Milan, which most people expected you a bottle. So you're welcome.
So Grace is coming on saying, "Come on, Hunter, you know better to doubt my guy." And
make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Why has she got a Meghan Markle picture?
Okay, let's not talk about that.
But make sure that if you're new, make sure you have subscribed to a channel with notifications on.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move forward. We're going to talk about a certain individual who's been on the bench quite too many times this season, and it's Donny. So obviously Donny out is being in the news a lot, to be fair, and a lot of reports saying that he wants to leave. Now we're going to ask the first question, and then I'll ask a follow-up. Obviously, do you think it's true that he wants to leave, or do you think it's just absolute bullshit? So Pence, we'll start off with you, and I can already tell by your reaction.
Does that look like an unhappy Donny to you guys?
No, he's a young player. He's 23, 24.
That face looks really fucking miserable.
I think him or his
miserable,
agent came out and said something. Was it yesterday about how happy he is at United, how he understands the program, and I think it was he quoted. I believe it was the agent said that he was quoted that he felt loved at United, and I genuinely think that he will stay at this club as long as it takes to succeed. And I think it's because he realizes realistically, how much further up do you go from a club like United? I don't think there's any progressing from this point, only at personal level. You don't go to a much bigger club than Manchester United.
That's true.
So I think he wants to stay. I think knowing how sentimental it was leaving Ajax, getting that, his big career move, I don't see how he could ever want to leave. I think he's going to be a very, very successful player for us. I think he's a tremendous player, a tremendous talent, and I'm a massive, massive fan. Donnie in, baby.
Kenny, what do you think? Is Donnie want to leave, or do you think it's all a bit of bullshit, to be fair?
It's all just bollocks. He won't leave. And if he doesn't want to leave, I think when he came in, everyone thought he'd be a backup. And sure, he hasn't started as many games or played in as many games as we thought he would. But he won't want to leave. Nah, it's bollocks. And other sources aren't good either. Like a mirror.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Dom, what do you think?
Like Kenny said, look at the sources. Don't believe anything you read. It's bollocks. Donnie's staying.
Not from the fucking mirror, anyway.
Not from any news article, to be honest.
I wouldn't even use the mirror to wipe my fucking shitty ass. Let alone fucking read that shit. Have some self-respect, please.
Yeah. Okay, let's move forward. Matthew, what do you think? Donnie, you think Donnie loves our club just as much as Bruno?
Yeah, he won't leave. That's all bullshit. Like, all the sort of lies.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, and Niall, just to finish off, you kind of said it in everyone else's piece, but
one minute. I'm just gonna put myself onto full screen.
Now here we go.
Does that look like an unhappy Donnie to you, motherfuckers? Nah, that looks like
that
quite a
could
happy
that could have been
that looks
Photoshop
like-
for all we know.
That
It looks like a kid in
quite
a candy
happy-
shop. It looks
That
like a
looks
kid in a
like quite a
candy shop.
happy Donnie. So
Didn't know
no,
Michael
he's
McAllister grew up that old.
He's absolutely fine. He would have had a discussion with Ollie over the season. He's been put on weightlifting programs. He's been told to build up his upper body strength. He's even said that the Premier League is very physical. Look at Timo Werner.
I was just about to say, look what Timo said.
Look at Ziyech. Yeah. They've all done shit at Chelsea because the Premier League is the hardest league in the world. Ollie knows that, so Ollie's protecting Donnie because if he plays Donnie and Donnie doesn't perform, then
or
it's
gets
like,
injured, or gets injured.
Yeah, and then it's like, then the people go, oh, Donnie's not good enough, and then he gets questioned, then his confidence goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas instead, if you drip feed him his first season, let him build up his confidence, let him build up his strength, let him integrate with the team, then he'll play him next season. I firmly believe that. And all this, and United always get this because the media love to they do it for clicks. They know that people like.
Oh yeah, it's a lose-lose situation for Ollie. No matter what he does, he plays him and he plays horribly. Then he gets stick for that, and if he doesn't play him, then he gets was that Ollie's signing? Was it just a Woodward Marquee signing? Like it's a lose-lose situation for Ollie. But at the end of the day, they're ignoring what the papers are saying, and they're doing what's best for his career and best for the club. I agree 100%.
They tried doing it with Bruno as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
They were like, Bruno.
Yeah, but we had no choice. We had no choice but to throw him to the Wolves, and he's done. I mean, I think he's done all right.
Bruno literally shut them down and was like, "Stop saying lies about me. Why are you chatting shit?"
They're still trying to hate on him too, which I find hilarious.
I will say, just looking at Donny's Instagram, you can see that he's part of a new rock band with Matic, Cavani, Tellez, and Lee Grant. Yeah,
yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
So whoever comes up with the best name,
he looks absolutely fucking miserable.
Yeah,
God, looks like a real unhappy player to me.
That is one unhappy Donny. Like that, he is. Pray for Donny because I'm not sure his mental health can take that much smiling.
Yeah, no, seriously.
He might have to get a puppy. You never know. All I will say, let's move forward. All right. So, obviously, talking about Donny, do you think he'll get more game time next season, or what do you think? We'll talk as a group. So, we'll start with Pence first, and if anyone has any opinions that they could share with it, go ahead. So Pence, we'll start with.
So I know, I think it was kind of one of those signings that we brought in just in case Pogba left, because he can play, say we go out and get, a proper defensive midfielder, someone I know we'd never sign him and I wouldn't want him, but someone like the N'Golo Kante that sits and really does a fantastic job of shielding that back line. If we could get Bruno and Donny in the same team moving forward in a proper DM, oh my God, that team would be insane. And I think that is honestly where, like right now, where Pogba and Bruno would play the best. And I think Donny was kind of that player that was kind of the safety net in case Pogba did leave. But I think one of the things that a lot of people underestimate about Donny is how versatile he is. He literally can play anywhere on the attack. For Ajax, he played off both wings. Obviously, he's better as a roaming center forward, center attacking midfielder. But he can play off both wings. He can play literally anywhere in the attack. So I think it's a great signing. Say Rashford goes out for a couple of weeks, and we want to throw Donny up in the left side, where we're similar to where Pogba played against AC Milan yesterday. You could do the exact same thing. And I think he's obviously a lot more mobile than Pogba is. So no, I think he's going to be a very, very important player for us moving forward and for the next 5 to 7 years, I would say, at least.
100%. Niall, Donny next season starting?
Yeah, I see why. I see no reason why not. I've always said that if you get a proper DM, then he can play. He could even potentially be that DM. We don't know if Ollie's seen something in his game and he's actually making him a DM right now, and that's why he's not playing as much, because that could be plausible.
When you say starting, are you basing off the assumption that Pogba stays or leaves?
I mean,
I think you could have all three of them.
I think so.
If Ollie's seen that Donny could be a DM, you could have Donny, Pogba, and Bruno, which
you never know.
Be
he could
one
be,
of the most
trying to turn.
Which would be one of the most disgustingly
that would be
strong midfielder in the world. But also, even if he doesn't start, what does Man City have? They have about 2 first-team 11s who could win the league. Right?
Exactly.
So you need depth, because if Pogba gets injured, you're currently replacing him with who? Right? If Bruno gets injured, you're currently replacing him with who? Exactly. Whereas if you've got Donny in around that, also Donny will make Bruno play better, will make Pogba play better.
It's competition.
Because they both know that if they don't perform, Donny's going to be sort of chopping at their ankles, going, I'm sorry, boys, you've had long enough. You've been quite shit for the last 5 games. Boss is putting me in because he's seen what I can do in training, and you need that competition. Because look at Liverpool's front 3; they're not firing because there's zero competition. Can't honestly tell me Divock Origi is making Salah quake in his boots. Of course he isn't. You need that competition. Look at City; they're the perfect example. They've got like Kyle Walker, Aguero. Like sometimes they don't even play with a fucking striker because they have that quality of players in their squad. And if you want to win a title, you're going to have to close that gap by bringing in more quality players and not losing your quality players. It's as simple as that, really. That's just
keeps the edge in the team when you have competition. It really keeps the edge. Look at, like, even with Liverpool, their attack's been better in recent games because Diogo Jota's back. Obviously, he improves their attack immensely in that false 9 role. But, I mean, it at least gives them competition for the attacking spots because of how he can go in and replace any one of those 3 attackers in any given game if Klopp wanted to.
Yeah, 100%. Dom?
Well, I don't think there's need to be much said anymore. Pence and Niall have basically said it all. I think
don't flag.
I do apologise.
Say he's shit. Come on, we need controversy for this chat.
No, that would be you. Yeah. You might want to hide your Twitter handle.
It's a joke. No.
May receive a lifetime ban from Let's Talk Premier League if I'm being brutal.
All right, yeah. So Dom, no other opinions?
No, I've got nothing else to say. Niall and Pence said it all.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Matthew, are you on the same boat as Dom? Are you?
He's shite. Send him on the championship.
It's
like banned. Just fucking gone.
Hold on. What did he just say?
Nothing.
He's chatting.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh,
just
for a second there, I thought you were being serious.
Not nice, chatting. I hope at
Yeah,
least.
that would-
I hope.
yeah.
That would have
Don't
been
worry,
good.
no,
That
I
would
can
be
tell.
good.
I
Taking
can
the
tell.
piss and thing.
Yeah. So yeah, so you have nothing else to say?
No, he will get more game time when we get a centre back and at the end.
Fair enough, yeah. I mean, why not? I just want to bring up this this lovely comment, and it does make me laugh. And when I see this, how he looks like Maguire when he goes to see all his brothers at Curry's PC World. What a nice and we're going to end it by that. So Pence, where can they find you, mate?
All my socials, Pence2K, Instagram, Pence2K_TTV. Blowing up the TikTok recently, so go check me out over on TikTok.
Let's go. And he is also exposing EA every day. So
Yes, sir. You know the vibes.
Niall, where can they find you, mate? Especially on this channel.
Firstly, you can follow the Twitter page of the channel at Let's Talk EPL. Obviously, lots of new content going on there daily. We're on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. You join our Discord server, which is getting bigger and bigger. There's some rivalries going on in there, which we love to see. But most importantly, you can find my personal Twitter at Niall_PAFC. And then, yeah, you normally find me chilling around here most days, streaming God knows what. I've got no ideas for tomorrow, so if anyone's got any bright ideas, do let me know.
Fair enough. Matthew, where can they find you?
Just Messi6921 on Twitter.
Perfect. Dom, where can they find you, man?
I don't know what my Twitter handle is anymore because you keep changing it.
I added a few perks, you know what I mean? I had to add a few perks.
United_Dom1 on Twitter. And what is that hashtag in the corner? Oh, you twat.
It should trend. You should trend on. Oh, fucking hell! I sound like Roy Hodgson. Anyway, go on. Is that
RJ,
it? Is that
RJ, he's always in your head. You're obsessed.
He is obsessed.
Yeah, look. At least he didn't say Snapchat this time. You know, he's adapting, lads. Right. All right. So you can find me.
Charlie made me a description and it had his fucking Snapchat in. So I had to fucking
remove
that before I had that as much.
We'll move forward. Right. You can find me at Checker on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and now on Twitch as well. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. It's been a fun time, and we'll see you next time, 10 p.m. Friday, and that's been me. I'll see you soon.